I was really young. I think I was 6 months old when my mother brought me here. I got license. I was just one of those kids, you know, really bright baby. Got my real estate broker at the age of 2. And the reason I still do is because I love this process. I want to open this because I love this process. I love to see new agents come in like yourselves and with a dream, right? And be able to see the development of that dream take place. And it's really neat because I look at you and I can already project myself into 2 years, 3 years, 4 years when you become an amazing story to tell others, an amazing inspiration for other people that are considering real estate as a career and to be successful. And I'm very happy this evening, right, to have a special guest. Adrian Cafuentes started with us in 2011. And I might be off on the numbers, but I think that I'm pretty close. Adrian came from another office. We don't even remember the name of that office. No,
They changed their name.
They changed their name since he left. And the most that he'd ever made over there was like $38,000, $37,000. And I used to say 39. One day he corrected me. He goes, "David, you give me an extra $1,000." I said, "Okay, I stand corrected." And his first 12 months with us, in 2012, he closed about $170,000, which was a huge, it's a huge jump from $37,000. And I say this because in the places where you are right now, to get a dollar increase or a $10 increase, it takes years. If you say, "Well, I want to make $20,000 more this next year," well, it's not going to happen. $30,000 more. Seldom does this happen, right? But this business allows you that possibility to do this. The following year, 2013, I believe you went to almost to 80 to 90. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did some trading that year.
Right. And then the next year, which was 2014, he went over $400,000. So you can see the jumps, right? And it is in this marketplace, with working with people just like you and I, right? And so he has had a very, very successful career. What did we figure last time as far as the numbers, total commissions in the time that you've been with us since 2011? I think it was like 1.7, 1.8 million. Almost $2 million in commissions in a short period of time. This can be your reality, your dream come true. And I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Adrian Cafuentes, and I have some questions to ask him, and then you elaborate from that. Okay?
Absolutely.
Give him a hand. Let's start with the basic stuff. How long have you been in the business?
I've been doing it for 8 years now, full time.
For 8 years, and you started back in
Full time in 2000 towards the end of 2009 in October. So 2010.
All right. I think the next question is going to help them. What got you interested in this business? What were you thinking about? If you want to tell us what you were doing before, what was it that got you interested in this business?
At the time, I was getting ready to get married, and I had friends in the business, and my wife's brother is in the business and was doing really good at that time. And I got to be introduced to other agents that were in the business and that were doing really good. And I thought, man, I know this person. Like, this person is really not that special. So if they can do it, with all due respect, right? So I thought, man, if they can do it, I think I can do it too. So it was really a beginning of seeing what the other agents were doing and thinking that I can also do that.
So what were your basic expectations when you first started?
I mean, I remember, getting my license and thinking, man, the first year I'm going to become a millionaire and I'm going to drive all these fancy cars and do all these wonderful things. not realizing that what what the agents were telling me is that it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of persistence, and you have to pay your dues, as they say. And that is so true. You have to work hard and really give it your best, and know that in time you will make the kind of money that you guys desire.
So when you look at your previous experience with your other office where you started and in this office, what would you say the main differences are? Let's start from environment to training, support. Whatever come to your mind then?
Well, I can tell you that there's a lot of people in this office that have been here for their entire career, and I actually think that's kind of a shame because they don't have anything to compare it to, so sometimes they might take what's here for granted. And I've been fortunate and blessed to come from another place, and from the system that I came from, even though it was a great system, it was such a big office that they actually had different offices, and they had top producers in every office. And in our system here, in our environment, we have everybody in-house. So all the guys that are making a lot of big money, they're all in here, and we have access to them. We can approach them and ask them a question, or have some lunch with them, or really, pick their brain and be able to take from them. And that's something that we didn't have. That's something that we didn't have in that other environment. So I think being able to connect to the right people at the right time is super important, and that's, we have that here. Obviously, belief, faith, attitudes, the right training, the right mentorship. Those are all the things that I believe we have here that I was able to plug into early on and really take advantage of.
Even if you have been in a business like this, when you are approached with a new system, a new way, that you submerge yourself into that new system to test it, and I believe that's exactly what you did, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm very blessed that it worked out in my favor. And I think if anybody here that is getting licensed and wants to give this office an opportunity, really plugs into the right people, I think they'll have the same results. And
I know that I'm not certain if it was the first year or the second year that you guys purchased your home. What was it? What, the second year?
From being in this company, the second year.
The second year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, the second year.
And so you see that the dreams that you come into this business with, and I heard people like yourself, your mom, and you've seen it in your mother, and some of you say, you know what, that's what I want to have. I want to have the ability to own the real estate, right? And we have a young man here that is this your first time with us, Mr. Leary? Yes. Chris Limon has been with us for many years, very successful agent also. But what can you tell them about that, the possibilities of them being able to combine their real estate success, sales, business together with the real estate investment business?
Well, I think the investment business comes after you become a really good real estate salesperson, and Fernando Moreno is a great example of that. But how many in this group are in school to get their license? Just so I get an idea. Okay, so a big group. So if I was to go back to the beginning where I was in the class and getting my license and hearing people like myself speak, I can tell you that the first step really is to have the attitude of looking around your classroom and knowing that you are that person that's going to make it in this business. So having that attitude from the get-go.
Say that again, because I think they need to hear this.
Okay, well, I already forgot what I said.
It was so good.
No, really knowing that you are the person that is going to make it in this business. And I've been going to, just to give you an example, I've been going to, when I was taking the class, I met another fellow that was also taking the class and got his license. And really nice guy, and he tells me, and so I was, asking him what he does, and he says, I actually own a hair studio, a hair salon. I said, oh, that's great. And he says, and I'm actually adding real estate to what I do. I said, oh, that's awesome. So he says, you should come check us out. Well, as of today, I still cut my hair there. It's been, since I got licensed, 11 years. I still go to the same place to cut my hair. And we both got licensed at the same time.
And he's still there?
And he's still there. So what happened? I think it really comes down to your personal belief and your attitude of what you're gonna do, and what your purpose is in getting licensed.
Yeah, and he's right. I wish I could tell you, 100% of you, of all of you, are going to get your license and be very successful. Because that's not true. It's not the truth. I will lie to you, right? Most of you are not going to get your license. Not because you can't, just because you won't. So what he's saying right now is extremely important. You got to ask yourself, is it going to be me? Am I the next success story? Or it might be one of those other ones, because most will not. Now, I would love for this class to be the exception to the rule, right? And I said, oh my goodness, I was wrong. And I said, all of you got your license. You know what? All of you became extremely successful. I would want that to happen. But it's you. You're the one that makes that decision. So that's why we bring people like Adrian, right? So they can share their story to see you can be inspired and get connected, right? Through his accomplishments, and say, if he can't do it, right? If you touch him, we won't. But he's just like you, just like me. Tell me those ingredients, Adrian, that when you look back and you analyze your experience in the real estate business, what are those ingredients that have brought success to your life? And I'm sure that those are ingredients that you continue to apply every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, right?
Yeah, I think, I naturally want to say faith, right? Have faith and know that you're going to be able to accomplish all of your goals. But if I really told you that and try to really believe that myself, I would be lying, because you go to ups and downs, So I think
sometimes you lose it.
Yeah, sometimes you lose it and you think like, man, is this like really for me? So it's going to be a roller coaster. The real estate ride is a big roller coaster. But when I look at people that have done it for a long time, like Mr. Limon back here, you know that if you stay consistent and you work hard and you keep the right attitude, and even though if your faith may go up and down, if you stay consistent even with your faith, then you're going to have that success. And I think, if I was to bring it to an individual person, I would say that your attitude. It really comes down to your attitude.
So faith, attitude.
Yeah, so if you really believe that you are the person that's going to do really great in this business, then in a matter of time you will. It's just how long are you willing to wait for that to happen, and having that patience.
And explain a little bit more on that attitude. What do you mean by that? What would you say is that winning attitude that is going to allow them to experience success in this business?
I come from a family that has very limited beliefs. I remember growing up, we used to have people that would come knock on our door and ask for like an offering or some money or stuff like that. And my dad would say comments like, no, yo estoy aquí pa' que me dé, and those were very limited comments. So growing up, I thought like maybe we're here in this place or in this country to just receive. And so when you change the way you think in regards to that kind of stuff, and you become more abundant and you let go of that, and you have something to offer somebody else, now you start becoming more an abundant thinking. You start thinking like, who can I help? How can I serve? And the more people you serve, especially in the real estate business, the more sales and commissions you'll make. So when you start changing your beliefs that we grow up with, that we learn from our upbringings, whatever it may be, your parents, your grandparents, the TV, the news, the schools, teachers, you know, your counselors, all these people that we grew up with, and you start challenging that to say, maybe they were wrong, you know? Maybe,
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, so maybe I should believe differently. And when you start changing those beliefs, you start realizing that the possibility is here for everybody, even if Donald Trump is president. It's not gonna stop me from selling 10 houses this month. You know?
Is there another belief that could have held you back, that you had to change, that you had to overcome?
I think the biggest thing for me, and I still battle with this, is the belief of like a victim. You know, like somebody's out to attack me, or somebody's out for my
To get you.
Yeah, and I still battle with that, but I think that's been one of the biggest beliefs that I have to let go of, and know that I'm not a victim. I'm in one of the greatest countries in the world. That if I want to go sell 10 houses, no one's gonna come and say, hey, you sold too many this month. You have to stop. You can't make $300,000.
Put you in jail if you don't.
Yeah, you have to go to jail now, or you have to give me all your money. You have to give it to these people. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have the freedom to earn what you want. You have the freedom to bless as many people as you want. And I think that the more we bring in, the more we can help others.
That's really interesting, you know. And in this office, you'll find that we are great believers in this country. We love this country, we love this nation, and we are very grateful with the opportunities that we have received. And you'll hear it in our meetings. And this topic of being a victim, we talk about it all the time, because we're not. Do you feel like we're in control now than ever?
Absolutely, I really do. I believe that even if I get completely wiped out today, in a matter of 60 days, I'll have it all back. Because of the beliefs that I have.
Listen to that. And that empowers you, has empowered you, right?
Absolutely.
To think differently, to act differently. How about in sharing ideas with others? Has that also changed?
Well,
The ability to share?
I think so, because now anything that you hold on to that you think is making you prosperous or profitable or better than somebody else that you want to hold on to. I was telling one of my assistants the other day that I said, look, it's like this. You go to a mountain and it's full of gold, and you only have this bucket, and this is the only gold you can bring back. And that's it. If you can only bring back this bucket, wouldn't you want to tell anybody else? And say, you have to go to this mountain. I can only bring this bucket back, but you go and get more. It's like that, because there's so much.
Abundance.
There's so much abundance that.
I love that. I love that word.
Yeah, it's open for everybody to take. And then some other people say, like I started doing mailouts a couple of years ago, but before that I wasn't doing mailouts. I was just working my tail off. So some people feel like, oh my God, I gotta do mailouts in this market right now. And I'm like, no, Stephen Padilla was doing mailouts in '93. And they were working then. You know, everything works. It doesn't matter when you start or when you are, right? It will always work. It'll work in 2025 if you work. It doesn't matter.
Isn't that exciting? You know, one of these that we deal with, and we deal with this almost in every meeting, whether it's a one-on-one, whether it's a group meeting, and the agents that are here, the witnesses, it is that we live in abundance. We really do. We're one of those very unique nations that can say that. I got a letter from this gal from Macedonia. You know, I thought Macedonia was just a name in the Bible, but it's actually a country. And I don't know how they got a hold of me, but they got a hold of me. And they were asking for help. You know, it's a couple, it's a family with 2 children. Their earnings together, combined earnings for the month is $250 a month. And they work between 10 and 12 hours a day. And they would love to have the opportunity to come to this country. Don't we live in abundance?
I want to share something that I listened to an interview this morning from an agent who is doing he's from Seattle, and he's doing really well. And he's been in the business like 25 years. His name is Thatch Nguyen. And he came from Vietnam during the Vietnam War. His parents migrated as refugees into the country. And they lived basically in like projects. And he remembers as a kid suffering so much in this country, but thinking like, who cares? Like, I was in Vietnam, it was really worse over there. We didn't even have clean water. So he remembers going to like food banks and getting like bars of cheese and like free milk, and he thought like, who does that? Where do you get free stuff like that? So and as he was going to school, he learned about real estate and he got his license, and they told him like, hey, you can make this much commission if you sell a house. He's like, what? I'm sold, right? So he got into real estate. Now he's doing really well. Like, if he flies his family around the world and travels with his parents and his brothers and all these wonderful things. But I think the people that come out of stuff like that or stories like that do way better in this country than like maybe second or third generation, because they really see like,
They appreciate it.
yeah,
They feel
you
blessed.
appreciate
Right?
it. Yeah, you feel blessed. So you're like, man, I can do anything.
They're
You know?
hungry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I think if sometimes if we don't have that experience, like I didn't come from Vietnam, so I can't say that. I mean, I came from Mexico, but still, if I was
Almost.
like a second generation, if I was like second generation maybe, and I didn't understand that, I would try to somehow figure that out and implant it in me so that I can excel and take advantage of the opportunities that we have.
How many of you were born here? How many of you were not? We're not. We're not born here. Max, were you born here?
I was born.
Adrian, tell me about your goals. What is it to look forward to 2017 and then where do you see yourself in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Tell me. I don't think we've discussed that. I'd like to hear that.
Well, I want to share about a current goal that I was able to accomplish, if I can. Please, my wife is here for permission. My wife worked for the LA County for 10 years. She was a social worker. And she worked with a lot of really bad situations, bad parents having to deal with kids that were, you know, in real tough situations. So when we finally got blessed with a child, my wife says, you know what? I want to stay home with my son. First of all, who says that nowadays, right? Women are like, Baker, let's get to work, you know? But my wife said, I want to take care of my son. I'm like, I don't know how we're going to do that. But you know what? I was fortunate and blessed enough that through this career, I was able to do that.
There you go. That's awesome.
My wife has been home with my son for the past 2 years, and you know, she's a stay-home mom by choice, and you know, it's just a goal that I was able to accomplish, and
By
God
choice and ability, right?
yeah, and God has continued to show us that He still is going to take care of us, and that everything will be fine. So the other thing this person was talking about, this guy from Vietnam, is that he says his goals were very materialistic, and he says there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting $500,000, $1 million. He says, but my goals really started coming true when I attached a meaning to them. So for example, he said, I want to buy my mom a house.
There you go.
I'm tired of my mom living in apartments or rentals. So I want to buy my mom a house. I want to ensure my kids go to the top colleges if they choose to. So he said, I started materializing more goals when I actually put an attachment of value to them versus just an amount. So that's something that I want to start working on, and being more definite on what I want to accomplish.
So what is that the dollar gonna get you rather than
Yeah,
just
like
the
what,
dollar?
yeah, like what do you really want there?
Yeah. 3 years, 5 years?
3 years, 5 years from now, God willing, more kids. Hopefully my
Get
wife
the whole
is,
mariachi.
hopefully my wife is sane enough to still stay home. Hire her a nanny.
You need a nanny.
You know, I went to a seminar last year, and they have panels like this, and one of the agents there said that he was able to pay off his mortgage that year. And I thought, that's a cool goal. I never thought you can do that. But yeah, you can do that. So I'd like to pay off my mortgage, you know, and not have to worry about, you know, paying $2,000 or $3,000 in mortgage. Instead, maybe you can put it into an income property, or just as an investment somewhere, or I don't know. Just, you know.
Isn't that a cool goal?
Yeah, I thought, that's really cool. And sometimes we talk about goals, and sometimes in our mind we're like, oh, but you don't want to pay off your mortgage. Like, who cares? Your goal is your goal, whatever, who cares, right? So our goal should be our goal. So I thought that was kind of cool. I couldn't pay off the mortgage in 3 years, you know.
So, what advice would you have for, let's start with the ones that are not in school. There's a few that are not in school yet.
Who is not in school yet? You're not in school? You're not in school? Okay, get your license, number one. Because this license, it is so, like, how can I say this without taking value away from it? It is so inexpensive to get. You try to open up a restaurant and see what you gotta do. You know, you gotta get the location, you gotta get the equipment, you gotta get the licensing, you gotta make sure you get an A, you gotta make sure you get the Yelp reviews, all of these crazy things that'll cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. In real estate, how much does it cost? $500 to get a license? Well, I don't have $500. Well, go pick up cans and get $500. It's not that hard to figure out how to get $500. You know, sell your stuff, sell your spouse, whatever you have. Yeah, do a yard sale. Look, this is the easy, not the easiest, but the most inexpensive way to really get going in business. And I think, statistically speaking, it is the cheapest way to start a business in real estate. Now, when you get your license, are you going to become a multimillionaire?
Yeah.
Not the first year you won't, but maybe you will. Who knows, right? It depends on your belief. Maybe you prove all of us wrong. But will you become a multimillionaire over 10, 15, 20 years? Absolutely you will. I don't know what you guys do now, but will you become a multimillionaire whatever it is you're doing now? Probably not. Unless you're creating a new app or a new iPhone that flows or whatever. But if you're not, if you have a regular job, you're probably not. So,
What about the ones that are in the process already? Because you went through that process, and
yeah.
there's always that, sometimes you want to call it quits, or something,
Yes.
there's other priorities that come up, and what would you tell us?
I would say that if you already made a step forward to get your license, it was for a reason. So don't let your mind tell you otherwise. And by your mind, it could be your spouse, your parents, your friends, the carnicero, like, oh no, the market's gonna crash. These crazy comments or things that we listen to. I would say if you already took the step, go through the process, get your license, and most importantly, know that you are that person that's gonna make $100, $200, $300, $400,000. Your attitude.
Your last thoughts for the group, what would you say?
Stay the course. If you are already in the process of getting your license, stay the course. And most importantly, find a good home that will support you, like in Mr. Sariñana's case, in this case, what he's created. I was having lunch with Max and Adolfo earlier today, and I was telling him that there's no other environment like what we have. Because when I came into the business in 2009, everybody was so depressed. You couldn't even see an agent to their face. All you saw was their forehead because they were like. And I came here and there was something different here. Did they not go through the same market here? Yeah. Did they not lose buildings and wealth? And yeah, we all did. They all did here too. But the attitude here was different. And the thing of like, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna figure this out and we're gonna do this together. You won't get that anywhere else. In fact, the first broker that I had, that I love dearly, I respect him highly, I call him my real estate dad, he's no longer in the business. He's no longer doing this. He decided to run away and retire and do something different. So that shows you that when you have a leader like this that says, it doesn't matter. I'll show up in a tank top. Let's do this. You want to take everything away from me? Take it. I'm still going to do this, and we're going to stand up and we're going to do this again. I think that's exciting.
Maybe I should do that. Not taking away from this.
Whatever it takes, we're going to do it.
Questions that you might have for Adrian? Questions? Anybody? Yes.
I'm curious. The first year that you closed 170K, how many properties did you close? Do you remember?
I want to say like 15 or 16. I can't remember now, but a lot of them were buyers. Actually, most of them, I started working buyers.
When did you start shifting into sellers?
The second year when I started still producing income with buyers, I remember Nelson came to me, he's a manager here, And he says, okay, good, you're making some money. Before you buy your BMW, let me show you how to do mellows. And I was like, oh, but I want a BMW. He's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We're going to accomplish some bigger goals than that. So that year, he taught me how to do mellouts, and I started investing in marketing. And that's another thing that I learned in this company. Because what happens is, real estate is very individualistic. Is that a word? So what happens is when you start making money, you want to buy that car. You want to buy that purse. You want to go to Europe and put it on your social media, especially now. You know, you want to do all those things. And most agents, they see themselves as realtors. What I learned in this company, and he used an analogy of a bakery, is that in this industry, if you really want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, you have to treat it as a business. And what he said in that meeting, he said, imagine you're a panadero, okay? And you make bolillo, or virote, whatever you call it in your region, and you sell it all out. Do you no longer buy flour and say, oh my God, we sold everything, we're done? Or do you go buy flour? Do you pay your employees? Do you bring more? Do you make more? Do you find a way to maybe next batch you make more than what you actually sold? And then you continue that. Well, in those businesses, they continue to invest into their business, whether it's a restaurant or a bakery or whatever it is. And I didn't have that understanding before I came here. So that's one of the things they teach you there. And I believe that's why we make the numbers that we make, because we invest back into our business, and it allows us to bless our families. And maybe you won't see the blings, maybe you won't see my Rolex, but guess what? My wife is taking care of my son. One day, God willing, my son will go to the private schools that they talk about, that they put their sons in. You don't see all that stuff, but who cares? That's the stuff that really matters. You don't need to show what you're doing. This is about accomplishing our goals and creating a business and blessing others and blessing our families.
Another question? Yes.
Yeah, you know, I read your biography here.
Thank you.
Your career biography. And it took you 3 years to open your first deal. In those 3 years, that's what I understand, right?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do to counteract the discouragement? I'm sure there was some discouragement and, you know, like, you're
Other
wasting
than
your
like,
time or.
yeah. And other than like talking to therapists and at that time my wife was working, and you know our cost of living was not what it is now, and she was of great help, and she kind of supported us, you know, during that time. In fact, I remember she said, hey, how does it feel that I make more money than you? Watch.
So that was the incentive that you were looking for.
Do you have other properties outside your own?
Yes, I do have investment property. What's that?
How many?
How many doors? I own 4 doors.
By the way, I had to add to that, that experience wasn't at another office. It is very,
Of course.
Yeah, that's when I,
You said,
because again, I've been doing this, I've been in business for 8 years now.
it's 3 years here without selling something because of that.
Yeah, but, well, so you came here seasoned.
Well, if you want to call that,
Some experience.
if you want to call that, I guess I did. I mean, I was with Prudential, I believe, 3 years before coming here. And I was licensed before being at Prudential, but I was not practicing, so it really doesn't count to say that you're licensed for 2 years, but you're working at, you know, Macy's or whatever, and then you say you're a realtor for 2 years. So I don't really count those years, because to me, I didn't gain any experience, I was just licensed.
One more question?
Last question. Do you still have your salesperson license, or you got your brokers now?
I still have my salesperson.
Wait, my question was, I mean, if you don't have your brokers, what didn't motivate you to get a broker's license, so there's no need for that? You know what I mean? A lot of people, they go from
You
a
see
salesperson
that question?
to
My wife is like, he's a broker? That's it. I'll never see him again. But she did. You know, it depends what you want to accomplish in your career, right? So if I was to want to create a company where I'm going to hire agents and train and do that, then I would start a brokerage. If I was to want to start a property management company, then obviously I would need my brokerage, so I would start a brokerage. So it really depends on what you want to accomplish. The truth is, if you want to focus on sales and investments, you can do it with your real estate salesperson license.
That's what I
Yeah, you don't need your broker's for
Mindset wise, what do you think is the difference between an average agent that closes a deal here and there every month to the next level where you're closing multiple deals a month? What do you think is the biggest shift you have to do in your mindset for that?
I think it comes down to when you a month, by that time, you should already be a moving business, which includes marketing or a team or whatever form of prospect you're doing consistently. So your mindset at that level would already be, it would be elevated to, in other words, to the next level. So I don't really know how to answer that question in regards to where should your mindset be, because it would almost be like having them skip a level, and it wouldn't be fair, I think.
What, describe an average day for you, or average week. What time do you start? What time do you go home?
I typically, my goal is to be here at the office by 8 o'clock, although I never really accomplish that. Sometimes I'll get here at 8:30. Sometimes I get here at 9. Every market is different, so when you guys get licensed and you start hearing from other agents, you're gonna get to hear their schedules. But if you're gonna work in this market, you know that if you're in any freeway after 2 o'clock, you are screwed, okay? So for me, I try to meet my clients between 10 and 1. So if I have a listing appointment, that's when I'll try to schedule it, because of traffic. I don't really like dealing with traffic, and you know, I know none of us really do. And because our business is designed with mail-outs, we have reach to a lot of different sellers. So sometimes I'll meet a seller in Venice. Sometimes I'll meet a seller in Cafuentes or in, you know, our outer parts of our market. So I try to run my schedule in a sense where all my appointments are done between 10 and 1. If I don't have any appointments that day, then I'm doing lead follow-up from all the leads that we're generating. If I'm not doing lead follow-up, then I'm prospecting. And then in the afternoon, same thing. I have different leads that I follow up during the middle of the day and some that I follow up in the afternoon. That's kind of how I run my schedule. And I'm usually, my goal is to be home by 5, no later than 5, but sometimes, you know, I'll get home at 6 or 7 o'clock. It just depends on that.
I see you working on Saturdays. How's your Saturday? What type of schedule?
I like to come in on Saturdays because there's nobody here, and so you get less instructions, you get a lot more done. So I come in every Saturday from 9 in the morning till early afternoon. Every Saturday consistently.
Good. Any more questions? Why don't you give a good hand to
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See how simple it is? Get your eyes and start making your. Oh, there he is.
Say hi, everyone.
He's gonna get. He's gonna start school on Monday, by the way.
Starting young now, huh?
We start him young.
So that's how old you were when you got your.
That's exactly when I got my broker's license. So what do you think? Is it?
You haven't grown much.
Can you see this happening in your life, in your experience? Yeah. Next time, maybe, Mr. Chrisley Moore, do you think you can bless us next time with your story? Would like to hear Mr. Chrisley Moore's story?
Yes.
Amazing story that he has, and I know that you'll be very, very much inspired by what he does. One of those persons that has a very well balanced formula between his investment income and his commission income, which I always tell him and Fernando are probably the ones that have the best balance in this office. So if you want to emulate someone, it's someone like Mr. Chrisley. So he's already committed. So next month, you're on. All right. So we're excited. We're excited because I was telling the office that I was a little bit concerned about the market in 2017, but I'm not any longer. I think that we're going to have a very strong 2017. I think we're going to have a very strong 2018, and we might have a strong 2019. So I'm excited about the possibilities. If you don't stop, right? If you continue with the process and you get your license now and you get into the business, you are going to be having an amazing time in the business. Will you do that? I don't know. That's just for you to decide. You know, it's like Adrian was saying. It's nothing about your spouse. No one is going to make that decision but yourself. And you know how it is. There are dreamers and there are people that dream. I hope you are someone that dreams and not just a dreamer. And that you take that dream and you give it life, right? You give it action, right? Commitment. You put in the effort and the work that is necessary to do this. And you make it happen for yourselves and for your families. I was the first light in my family. You know, I was the first business person in my family. And some of you know me for many, many years. And I was the inspiration for a lot of my family, my siblings, my nieces, nephews. I was that person. Maybe you are that person in your family. I don't know your family. Maybe you that person needs to stand up and say, you know what? It is possible. If you have faith in your heart and you can connect yourself to a platform of operations like real estate sales, you can make those dreams come true. And you could be that person that will inspire a whole generation. I think I did that with my family, and I'm still inspiring the rest of my family. You could be that person. Like Adrian was saying, it isn't just a monetary goal, right? But it's what comes with it, the things that happen because of the experience that you have acquired, achieved. We will have the ability to sign you up today to start your school. How long does it take? Can they stay, by the way, if they want to, they choose to?
Well, today's a review, so it's probably not the best day.
Oh, today's not the best day.
Monday.
You can start Monday, or you can come in on Monday and just sit in to see if there's something that you are going to enjoy. Remember, a class is a class. We try to make it the most interesting possible. We'll bring in other agents in the process, right? And they'll tell them their story and try to share with you what their experience is. But at the end of the day, this is just a beautiful industry to be in. How many like people? Because if you don't like people, this is not for you. Honest to God, it's not for you. Do something else. This is you. I would lie to you. I would lie to you. If I would tell you that you would do well in this business if you don't like people, I would lie to you. I don't want you to waste your money nor your time. Right? You'll do well if you like people. You don't like people, don't do it. But if you like people, imagine, he said something, I don't know if you guys caught that. The more people you help in this business, the more money you make and the better you feel. It's just amazing. That's just how this works, you know. The more people you satisfy, you bring satisfaction to, the more people you help reach their goals and their dreams, the more money you will make. Isn't that beautiful? You don't have to cheat, you don't have to lie, you don't have to step on anybody. You don't have to do any of those weird things. All you got to do is help people meet their dreams, their desires, and if you are able to do that, oh my goodness, you're going to make a lot of money. Last year we had a couple of people that did over $600,000. You say, oh, you have $600,000? Yeah, $600,000. Another one did over $500,000. We have several that did over $400,000. In this office, is it possible? Yes. Does everybody make that kind of money? No. Because not everybody is willing to put in the time and the effort and learn the business the way it needs to be learned. It is a very jealous business, by the way. You gotta put in the time. You gotta put in the effort. If you know, sometimes I get calls from agents. You know, and some of these agents, they know me for many years. He goes, hey, David. He goes, you know, I'm looking for a novice. Watch this. Come in. No, come in. It's okay. We're waiting for you. I get this calls and say, hey, David, can I hang my license with you? I go, what do you mean? Hang your license with me? He goes, goes, yeah, I don't do a lot of sales. I'll do a sale every 6 months. And goes, oh, no, don't come here. I send him to the office down the street. Another Century 21 office. I don't tell him, but go over there, hang it over there. No, I don't want license. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of administrative work. I don't want license. I want people that are hungry. Say hungry. Hungry to do amazing things. Hungry that enough to say, you know what? There are possibilities. I can see the possibilities for me here. I can see my dreams coming right to reality here. And if you come in with that attitude, we can help you. Jesus can help you. Nelson, agents can help you because agents, the agents that are here, isn't it true that this office, like almost everybody is helpful?
Yes.
Almost everybody. No one's going to say, I can get out of here. No one's going to do it to you. Say, they'll give you the time of day, especially if you buy them lunch.
Yes.
This is an amazing opportunity. And yes, Adrian is correct. We will teach you to see yourself as an enterprise, as a business entity, to invest into yourself, into your business. And then you have first crack at all the best properties that come up. The best opportunities, guess where they stay? Don't tell anybody. They stay right here. They never go out. Second best, if we don't buy it right, Chris, we give it to our better investors. But the best ones, they stay with us. We buy those. And that's the opportunity that you will have. So you're thinking that, oh, well, I'm gonna, it doesn't happen that way. Okay, so I'm just being honest with you, I'm telling you the truth. But you'll be an insider now, again, getting your license. But if you just do things right, you're patient, right, you go through the process of learning the business, then you have all the other opportunities to have. And then I'll be saying, Christina, would you like to be our next speaker? Because I love your story. You'll be our next story. And I would love to have that opportunity. Yes?
Yes.
So thank you so much. We have Stephanie, and I think we still have somebody else. Jesus or myself can help you if you're ready to sign up for the school. We'll give you all the details. And if you have any questions for any of us here? No? We're good? Yes.
I'm just have a question about say the best property stay here. What would you mean the difference between? You mean not a standard sale property, so you mean foreclosure, short sales, or what do you mean by?
Whatever. If it's an investment opportunity, the best ones stay. That means that we're gonna buy those. If it's a short sale, if it's an REO, probate, whatever. If it's an investment opportunity, it's gonna stay here. I'm gonna probably be the only broker that's gonna be honest enough to tell you that, but it's the truth. So I want you to understand the value of being an insider rather than looking at things from the outside. Thank you so much for giving the time. I hope I was inspiring for you and educating and for some of you just affirming and strengthening the idea of getting your license and act. That's all I had to say. Act now, get to it, make it happen.
Yeah.
Stephanie?
15-minute break.
15-minute break. Yeah. After this, yeah, we
After that, what? We come back out.
Oh no,